I was sitting in the I was sitting in the lecture hall, listening to the lecture and thinking about how strange it sometimes feels to be so lonely, even when surrounded by so many people. My friends were constantly meeting new people, having fun relationships, while I sat there thinking, maybe I'm too picky, or maybe I just haven't met the right person. I dreamed of a perfect relationship, of someone who would understand me without words, who could laugh with me and support me when things got tough. After classes, I went to a cafe to get some coffee. I was standing in line when I noticed him. He was sitting at a nearby table, laughing at a joke with his friends, and then he looked up and glanced at me. I felt a strange flutter in my stomach, the same one I had read about in romance novels, but never thought could happen to me. He walked up to grab his coffee, and noticing that I was staring a little sadly at my phone, he made a light-hearted joke about the line. I laughed, and instantly there was a strange ease between us. We started talking about the weather, about coffee, and then about what we were studying or working on. It felt so simple and natural, yet slightly magical. When he asked if we could exchange contacts, I didn't hesitate. Maybe this is fate, I thought. My heart skipped a little, and I realized that after such a long period of loneliness, I was finally feeling the kind of excitement that made me look forward to the next meeting. That night, scrolling through my phone, I thought, maybe this is finally someone I can build something real with. As I tried to fall asleep, his smile and voice kept playing in my mind. At first, everything seemed perfect. He would text me in the morning, ask how my day was, send sweet messages for no reason, sometimes even little funny memes that made me laugh out loud, even when I was in a bad mood. I thought, yes, this is it. This is the real guy who understands me. But after a few weeks, small hints of something else began to appear. At first, they were playful remarks about me, spending too much time with friends, then slightly sharper comments when he asked who I had been seeing after university or work. "Were you meeting with a colleague again? I hope it wasn't anything serious," he said once, and I felt a chill run down my spine. I tried to ignore it, chalking it up to his jealousy, telling myself, maybe he's just worried because he cares about me. But then small arguments started. I wanted to go to a party with friends. He got upset that I could meet someone else. I forgot to reply to his message for an hour. He texted that he was upset. That's when I started feeling tired, a light sense of anxiety every time he approached the topic of where I'm going and with whom. Sometimes I caught myself thinking, am I overreacting? He could still be sweet, fun, hug me, and laugh with me. But in the moments when he criticized me or asked too personal questions, I felt a little lump growing in my chest. I realized our relationship was no longer as light and carefree as it had been at the beginning. It was a quiet premonition, like something was changing, and I tried to live with it, hoping it would pass, that it was just little things, but my heart increasingly sensed that a test was coming. After a few months, I began noticing that he criticized me more and more, sometimes for no reason at all. At first, they were small things. "You forgot to tell me where you were going," or "You're late again." But gradually, the criticism grew deeper. My friends, my work, my choices, everything was scrutinized. And even though he sometimes smiled and hugged me, I felt his words linger inside me like tiny thorns. One evening, we argued because I wanted to meet friends. He said, "You never think about me. About us. Your friends are always more important. I sat quietly, feeling pressure growing in my chest, my heart racing. I tried to explain that friendship was important, but he didn't listen. His eyes were stern and his tone was unkind. I realized I could no longer find common ground. After that argument, I started feeling constant exhaustion. I no longer laughed like before, didn't look forward to messages. I felt pressure and anxiety every time we planned to meet. And worst of all, sometimes I felt like I was losing myself. I began listening to my feelings and telling myself honestly, this isn't how I dreamed it. I deserve a relationship where I am valued and respected. The pain became clearer, but at the same time, a quiet determination was born. I began to understand that sometimes love isn't just holding on to someone, but having the courage to let go. And then, for the first time, I thought that maybe our paths would part. It was scary, but also freeing. I felt that if I wanted to be happy, I needed to make a choice. Not for him, but for myself. I decided to talk to him openly. We sat in our favorite cafe, and I looked him in the eyes, trying to find the right words. I think we should break up, I said quietly, but firmly. At first, he didn't understand. Then he started making excuses, promising he would change, that things would be different. But I knew these were just words. I felt that by staying with him, I would lose myself. It was hard. We were silent for a few minutes, and I felt something inside me break and, at the same time, heal. It was pain, but also relief. I had chosen myself, my happiness, and my peace. On my way home, I thought about all the moments I had smiled sincerely, and all the moments I had felt pressure and doubt. I realized every experience is a lesson, and sometimes, to find true happiness, you have to let go of what doesn't suit you. Now I feel hope. I know that one day I will meet someone who will respect my boundaries, value my happiness, and share the joy of life with me, not doubts and pressure. And even if it feels sad now, I believe the best is yet to come. Now I smile a little more often, look at the people around me, and feel ready for a new beginning. I've realized the most important thing: love starts with yourself, and only then can you find someone worthy of being by your side.